Hey everybody, it's me, Billy, Speed Force Productions, or Speed Force as I've been going by that on the channel for, I want to say a month. It's been a while since I have done a video, like a sit down or something, or in this case we're going to be having a game going alongside it. But I figured I'd be just making a video where I'm just going to be talking about things that have been going on since I have not been posting very much, because a lot's happened, and some of it's good, some of it's bad, but overall I have been not been myself, so I figured I'd talk about it, make into a video, and play a bit of Minecraft, because Minecraft is a game I haven't played in a while, or at least sat down and just played it like I used to. Because I remember when I was like, when I first got in this game, like when I first got it, I loved playing this game a lot. This video is just me going on about things. I'll probably go like into random topics at points whilst I'm just playing the game. There'll probably be some like cuts in between each thing I'm talking about, but we'll see where that goes. If you hear a noise in the background, it's because I have my fan on, and that's because it's quite boiling at the moment. I'm recording this on the 10th of August, and I reckon this video will probably be out the next day, because the 11th is my birthday. I'll be turning 23. Yeah. I'll be 23 years of age. That's something to consider. Anyways, let's just talk about stuff. So I say this probably starts after Corfrey's Quest first released. So for those that weren't aware at the time, I made an animated film in a program called Minimator, which is a dedicated animation program centered around Minecraft. And I made what I've always wanted to make for a very long time, which is a fully animated feature-length film. And I put a lot of passion, time, and effort into it. I wrote the script, I animated the entire thing, I voice acted as the main character, and I was basically doing everything. Every single thing, which usually that's unheard of when you're making something in that kind of grand scale. But it does happen, of course, because like there's loads of people on YouTube who have made these amazing things, and they all do it all by themselves. Sometimes they do it with money involved, sometimes they do it for free. It just depends on their situation. For me, it was doing it for free. So there was no budget on this film, there was no total amount that the film needed to make back. I mean, it wasn't released to the big screen or anything, so it's not like that mattered. But I really loved the film. I really enjoyed making the film. I mean, there was a couple of points where I was like, I want this to end. But it's like, that, I guess that could be said for like a lot of films, or just anything in regarding to like animation. Because again, I animated this film all by myself, without the help of anyone. And at times, it definitely showed that it was just one person. Because there was a couple of instances where I would have had to take a shortcut on what was needing to be done with the animation. Like there was a scene where like Steve and a whole bunch of people that were living in the Minecraft village had to go into like attack with like hostile mobs that Herobrine was bringing, and it was supposed to be like this really exciting like big fight. Like think of the battle that was going on in Avengers Infinity War in Wakanda. Like it was, I was kind of hoping to do something like that, but the scene was so stressing me out, and I was like, I don't know how to animate so many characters, and plus my PC wasn't the greatest at the time, so I had to make sacrifices, and obviously the end result was not ideal. Like, if I could go back, I would definitely change that scene. Like, I would add in the thing that it was supposed to be. Because, like, I was hyping it up to be that. What? Okay. That was unexpected. I was making this film, and when it finally got finished and everything, I was really happy. So then I released it, like, at the beginning of February in 2021, and at the time I was doing a course in college. It was called Supported Internship. During that course, we made LinkedIn accounts. When I was using that account, I was like, why don't I show off the film in there? So I did. I made a post, and that provided some interesting events to happen, because I had a connection with someone who I previously knew from college, and I also knew them because they worked in this one place that I really liked at the time, which was I'm actually not gonna name the place that it's called for like privacy reasons and everything. I can just hear that helicopter. I'm gonna have to wait for it to go past before I continue what I'm saying. God, I need food. Let's make a crafting table. Yeah, this is one of the sucky things about living in my area. You hear that? And if you're recording, good luck. I don't know where anything is. I remember seeing some sheep earlier. I could use that for a bed. If I can find them again. I don't think I'll ever find them again. Oh boy. Oh god, I just remembered. I'm not gonna remember where my crafting table is. This is not a good start to my game. Mainly because I'm focusing on talking to you. Oh, look, there they are. I had this connection with someone who worked for that place. Which, the main thing that they would do is, like, you would go there, pay a certain amount of money to play any games you want on either one of their PS4 or Xbox One consoles. Which, honestly, there is a bit of a stupidness to that, because, like, you could easily just play at home. I think it's because, like, parents would probably want them interacting face-to-face with their friends and all that. I mean, sure, there is going to be some people that you're not going to have interactions with, like if they're from another country or something. But other than that, I guess there's some fairness to it. Plus, it was mainly censored for, like, special needs kids. So, there was some good stuff to it. There was some good stuff. I'm not denying that. I can't remember how much you would have to pay and how long you would get to play, because I never did it myself, so I never knew that. But the thing that really made me like that place was what I did there when I was doing work experience. So, oh my goodness. Did not see this guy. Okay. Hey, what's this? Anyway, so back to the thing. So, obviously, because of the LinkedIn, I had a connection with someone who works there. And they reached out to me saying like, "Hey, I saw your animation, and this is what we're looking for, someone who can do exactly that. Would you be interested?" And I said I was on board for it, because obviously that meant a job, which I've been trying to get a job for a while. Hence why I was on the sport internship course in the first place. So they talked to my job coach, and they came to an agreement. So I'd be working 2 days where I'd be paid, and then 2 days where it's the internship. So meaning those 2 days I would not be getting paid. So 2 days internship, 2 days paid work. All I'd be doing for them is just animating Minecraft animations where... Oh, maybe the wolf had something to do with the sheep. Because I do know that wolves don't like sheep all that much. Anyways, so... I keep getting distracted. Doesn't help. Yeah, so... I was excited to do this, and I was happy to be doing it because it was the closest thing I'd have to my own dream job, which my dream job was to work in animation and even work for Pixar. Like, I would love to work for Pixar. Pixar, I have loved them ever since I was very, very, very young. And that's never stopped. I've always continued to love them, no matter what people think of their current state. But yeah, this was the closest thing I have to the dream job, so I was excited. And all I'd be doing is just animating Minecraft episodes for them, for their own little series, which, yeah, that's cool. So I did that, and it was a good time at first. And then a couple of weeks after I had started doing it, they got someone else in, which means great. I'd be doing it with someone else. It wouldn't just be me. There'd be other people. Then the more we were doing stuff, and we got to one episode that was made, I want to say it was like just around the Easter break. We went through a couple of troubles, and that was our first bad episode. That episode was not great. I mean, looking back at all those videos, honestly, I don't really like those videos. Like, that's a shameful thing for me to say, because, like, I worked on those, and I gave it my all and everything. But honestly, like, when you look back at that kind of stuff, you can tell just when something is not that good. Oh, great. I didn't even see a creeper around, so how did that happen? Yeah, I didn't even see a creeper, so how did that happen? I have no idea. Anyways, let's just make the bed. I thought I found it. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to make a bed. Oh, you kidding me? I forgot they changed it. Oh. Now I'm gonna have to go find a freaking white sheep again. That's gonna be annoying. Anyways, yeah, so there was that, and there was a bit of crunch to the whole thing. Like, I was stressing out trying to get everything done and making sure we hit the deadline. But the boss was not happy with the end result anyhow. Because, I mean, like I said, the episode wasn't very good. That could be for a number of reasons. But overall, it just wasn't good. It just wasn't. So then we were all like, okay, we need to make sure we get our acts together and everything. And look at what works, look at what doesn't, and we go from there. Where'd the little zombie go? I can't see him. Can you guys see him? Yeah, I can't see him. Oh, there he is. But yeah, so when as time went on, obviously we kept making the videos. Some were good, some were not great, others were just bad. And then it was basically going downhill at one point. We had another person join us who was also on my college course, and yeah, they were not very skilled in animation. Like obviously they were new to it. I showed them the basics and everything, especially just for minor matter at least, and they did good at times, but I feel like their quality was just getting worse and worse. And it was clear that they didn't have the imagination that myself and the other person that joined previously has. It was a very big struggle to do the videos. Especially, like, I was basically animating 5 days straight for, let's see, we would start, our starting time would be about 10 a.m. We would have a lunch break at like 1 p.m. for an hour, and then we go back into doing the stuff we were doing initially, and we finish at like 6 p.m. That's how it works. That's how we did it, and yeah, that's the whole thing. God, where's a sheep? I still haven't found a third sheep. It was not a good time making a lot of the later videos, especially like when they all became so samey, because we were only going to be making videos on things that were getting us the views on the owner of the place's YouTube channel, which I should note, the boss was not the owner of the channel. Well, yes, they are, but at the same time they're not, because it was actually the boss's son, because the boss's son was the founder of the place. But the dad is basically the boss. Now, one thing I should say is, like, I don't mean any disrespect to any of the people that were there, because, like, for the most part, they all treated me well and everything. Like, there's a bit of banter going on and everything. But I'd be lying if there wasn't a couple of things that were, some people would consider it to be a bit toxic. Especially in a work environment. Because, like, there was this one guy who I'm going to have remain nameless, just like everybody else. But they were the one that stressed me out the most. And it was purely because the person did not know a single thing about the process of animation. Because for those that do know, animation is a medium that takes a very long time to do. And the thing that this person was always trying to do is find shortcuts to make things quicker so we can be faster and produce more. But the thing is, it doesn't matter what shortcuts you take. It doesn't matter how simple something is. Animation, regardless of what it is, takes a long time. And every time I would try and say this to them, I would be met with the same thing, saying that they didn't understand what I was saying. Or wondering, why can't it be done quicker? And I keep telling them, it's because no matter what you do, it's something that takes a very long time. It's like a painting. Like you can make like the most simplest painting in the world, but painting still takes a long time, you know? Because you gotta make sure you got the right color, you gotta make sure you're drawing the right thing, or Or if you're doing one of those like paintings where you're like, where you start with one color and transition to another, or a different, like from light to dark or dark to light, whichever. You still gotta take time to make that a thing, because that's just like something I never thought I would ever want to experience. Because like I've always heard the horror stories about like when films or TV shows, they get like people who work on it who are so passionate at first, and then when they actually go and work on it, they end up hating on it, and we find out the truth as to the things about that we really like. Like more recently with what happened with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Like I love that film. So far it's my favorite film of the year. But I can't deny the working conditions on that film, like, Jesus. I would not want to go through that myself. Even if it's for a film that is just so amazing. The film is amazing. Like I said, it's my favorite film of the year. But knowing what the working conditions was to make it that way, it's like, why? Why did you do that to those people? Like, just take it a bit more time. Don't make them work to death. Oh, look, a village. Yeah, I could probably stay around here, see what they have. But yeah, where I'm going with this... Oh boy, we got 2 villages. So we got a weird thing going on here. Then we got one up there. Anything over this side? Or is this where it begins? This could be where it begins. Yeah, it was not fun making some of the videos. And some of the jokes that were even said. Like even some jokes that were like regarding like my taste and stuff, or like what they would like plan to do with me for fun. Like it's kind of hard to say. Like, okay, I'll say this, it's nothing about like hurting me or anything. It was nothing at all about me being hurt. I don't know how to explain it. It's like when you have that one friend who likes to go partying, and they want you to come, but you're not the one that really is into partying. It's that sort of thing, if you get what I mean. But yeah, that's what they were interested to do with me. I always said like I didn't really want to do that, which some of them respected, but then there was some that were just like really pushing it. Like it was got to a point where like sometimes I would even want to try and like avoid them from ever talking about it. You may be wondering what happened with the job. Like, am I still there or am I not there anymore? Easiest answer, no, I'm not there anymore. I left. The reason I left was because, so after I had finished that college course, I was put onto an apprenticeship. That was their best way of keeping me on so I could be paid and everything. So instead of doing the whole 2 days paid work, 2 days internship like I previously mentioned, I was now put on to do being paid 5 days a week on the rate that an apprentice would make. I would also be doing like apprentice related work for them, so like businessy kind of stuff, which like I didn't care for any of that, because like I didn't want to do any of that stuff. I just wanted to make the videos. And it didn't help that I was doing those videos. I was doing those videos and doing the apprentice stuff. It just didn't help. I was put on to the apprentice as an apprenticeship after I had finished the college course, which was just not long after. Okay, I'll take these. Thank you. Put these on. Is there a furnace hospital, any chance? Ooh, bread. I need some food. I'll take this. Thank you. Is that bed? Is there any villagers here? I don't see anyone. Yeah, there's no one here. I can't see anyone. Well, I guess I could just have a bed to sleep for now. I guess I could just live in the village. But, yeah, so yeah, they put me onto the apprentice stuff. And it was okay, really, but, like, again, I just wanted to do the videos. I didn't really want to do the apprentice stuff. But I did the apprentice stuff because, obviously, it had to be done. And then in January, the person that was like running the apprenticeship for us, who gave the funding for me, this one other person who was on the animation team, the one that had like the no imagination and all that. What the heck? Yeah, like, both of us overheard our names being mentioned, because, like, there was a whole situation going on, because, like, there was one person that left, and there was a thing about, like, they never provided any, like, work and everything. Yeah, it's a whole complicated mess, to be perfectly honest. But, we overheard our names, but we didn't know what it was about. And the one person that was also mentioned, they were concerned as to what it was all about, and I was like, we're fine, chill. And then a couple of days later, we find out that we got taken off the apprenticeship. Because apparently the place that runs it, that gave us the funding for my apprenticeship, apparently they changed the thing, and they couldn't afford, apparently, if I had failed. But from what I was being told previously, I was on track. I was fine. Maybe it was just because, like, maybe when I was supposed to said to do the exam for it, maybe they thought maybe I wasn't going to be able to do the exam. So with that, they took me and the other person off. I mean, to be honest, I didn't really want to do the apprentice stuff anyways. So then it came to a whole thing with, like, they didn't have any other ways to do, like, payment without having funding, which is what the apprenticeship was initially doing. But because that was taken away from us, we had nowhere else to go. So we were told to stay home and just wait until we can get something sorted, until they could get something sorted out. At one point, they even asked me to come in to do some, like, animation stuff where they would pay me in cash. And the cash wasn't great, I'll tell you that now. But then again, it was only for, like, half a month. So, and if I'm correct, I think they were going the apprenticeship rate. So, how much I was making as an apprentice, but obviously, with that only being, like, half a month, it means I only got half of what was there. And then that became a whole thing. My parents were not happy about it. And after I had finished the animation work, I was told to stay home again. I was getting really low on money. And I was talking to my parents and everything. And then I spoke to the boss. And I said I would just save them the trouble of trying to get funding to get me to work, and I would just go. So I did. I came in one more day to hand over some things that belonged to them, like a key to the building and everything. So I gave all the stuff back, said my goodbyes, and yeah, that was the end of that job. I left at the end of March, right as Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was releasing. So, just like what happened with the first movie, before my YouTube was kicking off at the time with the first movie, I was broke. And I remember the same thing was happening with the first Sonic movie, so the same thing happened again with the second. So that was no fun. I was lucky enough to go watch the movie. I saw it twice when it first released. So I was lucky enough to do that, at least. Which, given the situation, I was content with that. Because I understood it. I was then looking for another job after that. Because, obviously, I needed another job. So I was looking, and looking. And most of the time, anywhere I applied, they would never respond back. Which, that was so frustrating. Because, like, why would you offer applications for something, but not tell someone that they can get the job? It was so confusing. And I remember one of the places that I applied for initially was a cinema. A cinema that I've gone to a couple times when I was at my last job. So, there was that. But unfortunately, because of like how I think it was like my distance, they didn't want me, or maybe I just applied too late or something. So it was unfortunate of that. But then I think it was a couple of days later. The website I was on to apply for jobs, they gave me a notification that the exact same cinema, but in a location that's actually in the town that I live in, so it's a lot closer to home. They had applications up, like they had just started applications, and I said to myself, okay, let's give this one a try. So I applied. I did exactly everything. I said I could work basically every day, at any time. And I'm pretty sure it was a day later, I get an email asking if I could do an interview with them. As soon as I saw that, I knew everything changed. So I did the interview, and I have been working at the cinema since mid-April of last year. And I've not looked back since, because I love going to the cinema. It's one of my favorite times. It's one of my favorite passing times. And watching films has always been my escape. And whenever I was working at my last job, usually by the weekend, I would be going like, oh, I'm gonna go to the cinema and watch this film. And sometimes we would even talk about films there. Like, that's one of the things I did with the boss at my last job. I was talking about movies with them. And that was a good time. Like, that's something that them and I would bond over. Which, I really liked that. That was a good time. With the job at the cinema, I was making it my goal to be a really good member of staff. So whenever there was covers, I would be as quick as possible to take it. So it's usually like when I see the email, I would respond straight away, and then see if I got lucky to get the cover or not. Which most of the time, I did, and they were really happy that I was taking this many covers as I was, especially like as a new person at the time. Like, with that in mind, they knew that they could trust me. And the people that I work with, like all the other people that are on the same job position as me, they treat me with like a lot of respect. Like, they know to not push my boundaries. We have a good chat about stuff. We have like a lot of things in common, like some of the things we've done, some of the interests we have in, and plus they've helped me expand my horizons on things. Like, I started going to the pub. Yeah, that's something they got me to do. Which, that's not them forcing it on me. It was just because I felt comfortable with them. So if I didn't feel comfortable, then yeah, I probably wouldn't be doing that. But because I felt comfortable with them, I was like, yeah, why not? Let's do it. So I've been working there, and I still work there as of this video, which I hope remains that way, because I love the job so much. I love all the people there, and I'm basically one of their top members of staff. So I did really good for where I put myself. And of course, they're very flexible. I get pretty good shifts. Most of the time it's between like 6 to 8 hours. So that's pretty good. I was getting paid so much better than what my last job was. Despite the fact my last job was an apprenticeship and 2 days paid work, 2 days internship, that whole thing. Despite all of that, I still think the pay was so much better with my cinema. I strongly think that. So yeah, that's basically what I was doing during that time. I can't tell if I'm like centered to the webcam. If I'm not, I apologize. It's just I don't often use the webcam, and I can't really see it. I can only see the game. After like settling into the cinema job, I was trying to get my YouTube up and going again, because like when I was at my last job, I was not doing videos as much as I would normally, or be as passionate to do it, especially animations, because I was focusing so much on the animations at my last job that it made me feel drained to do my own animations. Which, as you could probably tell with the lack of animations, especially as of recent. I wanna try and fix that at some point, which I have been trying. It's just been a bit hard to do that. But one thing that I took away from me leaving my last job was how I felt, looking back on it, how bad the working conditions were. Like, yeah, I had an hour's break. I got to do my dream. I made some decent stuff. I got to write my own episodes sometimes. I even got to voice act in it sometimes. So that was fun. And there's always been some laughs. There's always been some laughs there. Whether it was because of the videos at the time, or just from having a casual conversation. There's always something. But the overall experience, it really put me off from ever doing animation. Because as much as I love the medium, I hate hearing about the horror stories. That's the one thing I always hated. And like, if there was ever a way that I could easily change it so it would never happen to anyone ever again, I would 100% do whatever it takes to have that be possible. But of course, since I can't do that, nothing can be done. Until things start going the right way. Because honestly, with the things about like the actor strike and the writer strike that's been going on, I think we need an animation strike at this point, honestly. Like, if it means animators and all that will get treated properly, we won't get any more of the horror stories, yeah, do it. I've been trying to get back at doing YouTube again, and it's just been really hard, because like doing videos now just doesn't feel as the same as it was when I was like a beginner at YouTube. Because like I said in the moving on video, where I was like voicing as myself, I was treating the channel like it was a corporation rather than something just done for fun. Because, like, before, I was making so much. I was animating all the time on, like, on my last channel before I did Speed Force. And it was great. It was really good. But unfortunately, I'm guessing because as I go older and I see more of what the world has become and everything, it really puts me off a lot of the time. Like, of course, no one can help it. Everyone does what they can, and we're only human at the end of the day. If there was a way to change things, then yeah, I would definitely do what I can to change that. But because there isn't a way, I don't really see what's the point at the moment. This video is not me saying like I'm gonna quit YouTube or anything. Far from it. But with my current state on YouTube, don't expect me to make videos as much. Even if I like there could be times where like I'm making them so constantly. There could be times where you won't see me for months. It's not fun. Like, I wish I could change that. But at the moment I can't. I really can't. Yeah, that's basically where I've been with the whole YouTube channel. Cause like I want to be doing stuff. I want to make big projects again, like Kofi's Quest. Cause like I've got the sequel. I wanna make the sequel. But at the moment, it's a little hard for me to make it at the moment. It probably wouldn't be as hard if things didn't go the way they did at my last job, and how much time I've been focusing on my current job, especially like as of recently, because we had the release of Barbie and Oppenheimer, and oh my god, that was so busy. Like, I've heard from some of my other colleagues that worked when Avengers Endgame released, and it was not fun for them. So I could say that the release of Barbie and Oppenheimer, that was my endgame. That was my endgame. So yeah, there was a lot of busyness, which is what's been taking my time. I want to be doing the videos, and I'm pretty sure everyone else knows that as well. I'm just trying to figure things out still. I don't know when I can find out, but I know I will. I mean, hey, this is my longest surviving channel. It has the most subscribers. I think the most amount of views I've ever had total in all my videos. So, who knows? Maybe one day everything will go back to how things were, where I was making videos all the time. If something comes my way and I'm like, yeah, I want to do it, then I'll do it. Because like I've had thoughts of like redoing my Sonic Frontiers playthrough, because I still have some of those videos that were uploaded on the channel, but like they were privated and everything. And I'm just gonna say now, don't expect, if I ever put them back up, to see the rest of the parts, because they're gone. I deleted all of that when I gave up on the playthrough. So if you ever to see me do the rest of the game, it would have to be for a brand new playthrough. Which I wouldn't mind, because I do like the game, and I honestly have no problem like doing a 100% on it, because I've done it before. I could do it again. I guess one thing I could really talk about is in regards to certain projects. So obviously I've mentioned Kofi's Quest 2, which the last time I ever really talked about the film, I believe I last talked about it, which was when I did the celebrating of the 1 year. That's in terms of YouTube videos, that is. I have a completed script for it. Although, I have been making a couple of changes. Because, like, I've been adding some, like, additional things to the story. Which I think helps make the film expand out even more with the character development. So before I can even, like, do other things with it, I need to, like, just finish up the extra bits of writing, which, for the most part, most things have not changed, although I have rewritten a couple of bits, so there is that. Luckily, it is all pre-production, so I'm not going to be crunching myself to redo any pieces of animation, because I've not animated a single thing for the film yet. I don't... When it comes to me having, like, something with a script, I don't do any animation until I know for a fact that the script is done. And when I get voice lines, of course. That was the case with the first Cool Free. It'll be the same again for the sequel. Return of Chaos. For anyone that knows about that film, that was a very ambitious film for me. Because I love Sonic. This channel is quite obvious of that. But, like, that film, it would always stress me out. But the reason for it to stress me out is because with how ambitious it was, I was not in a current state where I could even make the film. Not, like, stress related, not anything mental. Money. And with what was in the film, I know for a fact SFM would not be able to make that kind of film. As much as I was trying to see, like, what I could potentially do, and there was even that teaser trailer that I made. Like I animated some bits just for that trailer. Actually, the entire trailer was just animated for that. But, it was clear I was never going to make the film in SFM. As much as I was trying to fight for it. Because I do not have the necessary things to make that possible. As much as I would have done it, and I was intending whatever film I would make, that would be my last SFM project. That was always the goal. But obviously with a film like Return of Chaos, it was not going to happen. So I was thinking, oh, why don't we just do Blender? But every single time I would ever try and pick up Blender and watch a video tutorial, it would always scare me. I think it's because like of how new the program is to me. Like, obviously, I've known about Blender for years. I've known about it for so long. Like, I remember my very first YouTube channel, I used a Blender template of Pixar's logo, but instead of the words Pixar, it said my YouTube channel's name. Which, that was really cool to me. And even one of my intros from when I had my last channel, that was made in Blender. So there was that whole thing. So we had something going there. It's like, I had some experience, but not all the experience. But to do, like, anything else in Blender, I would do it for, like, a small amount of time, and then I would never pick it up again. That's what would always happen. And it annoys me every time whenever I do that, because I want to do Blender. I really do. But as of right now, I'm not ready to do so. And it was upsetting to me because I wanted to do Return of Chaos, but I knew I wasn't going to be able to make it until I felt like I can actually finally sit down and use Blender. the way I've been trying to do so for a while. But unfortunately, until that day comes, the film is remaining cancelled. But who knows? Again, one day I could pick it up again when I feel it's time. I have said to myself though, and I've even talked to some people about it, that I think something that could hold me over with the cancellation of the film is if I could just like maybe, just maybe, animate one scene from the movie. And that can hold me over. Because like there's a whole lot of scenes that I would love to just see made. But currently I can't at the moment. But I would be content if I could just do one scene. And I know which scene I would love to do. Project Illusion, which was the Sonic film that was going to take over being the Sonic film I was going to make first after Return of Chaos got cancelled. I'm still in writing stages of the film. I've been writing it since October. And like, what I have for the story, it's really good. It's a really good story. So I'm still in writing stages on it, and I keep going on and off with the writing of the film. It's not fun sometimes. Like, I mean, I love the story that I've written. I really like the character development I've done for it. But going on and off with the film, it's not been fun. Especially like the same with Cool Quest 2 and what was going on with Return of Chaos up until cancellation. And there was this whole thing where it's like, I want to make both Cool Free and Sonic, but it's hard to do that because that'd be putting too much work on me. It would probably like go back to doing the memories of what happened with the previous time where I was working on those videos at my last job, and I don't want to put myself through that again. Like, honestly, that experience made me not want to go and pursue a career in animation. Like, I would just rather stay the way I am. Which, that's not a good mindset. That means I won't be able to do the things I've always wanted to do. But I don't know. I really don't. I've mostly just been rambling throughout this whole thing. I don't even know how long this recording's been going for. It most definitely have been an hour. So there's going to be a lot to trim out, especially like all the bits where I was just like going quiet or anything, or just things I don't feel like are useful for the video. But yeah. There was let's caught up on everything. I hope things will be okay for me. Like, obviously you've noticed that the channel has got like a question mark and everything on it. That's because I'm giving the channel a bit of a new look. I'm not ready to show off the new look just yet. There's still a bit that needs to be done for it. But if I'm to guess when that may get revealed, probably by the 6th anniversary of the channel, which is in less than a month. So hopefully I can get things going again. If I can, then great. Because there's a lot of things I want to do. And hopefully at some point I can figure that out. Maybe me making this video right now, this is probably a starting point. We'll see how this goes. I am not expecting this to be big. I'm not expecting anything from the future to be big. I just want to make content that I want to make. That could mean I could go back into like doing like things like gaming and all that. We'll just see how it goes. like how I've been saying, this whole bit here regarding the channel. But yeah, that's really all I've got to say. So I thank you all for coming to this video. I hope this was very informative for you guys. I know it was not been entertaining. I'm sorry about that, because, like, believe me, I wish I could do something more entertaining. But this is all I've got. 1 second, I can hear the mob. Oh, great. Oh, wait, I can just sleep. That'll fix it. Alright, let's see. Okay, so the creeper's not gonna go. Oh, I hear zombies on fire. Oh no, a villager zombie. No. No. Man. That's always a shame. That's always a shame. Oh, the creep. Oh no, he's just moved. I do have this one video that I'm waiting to get done at some point, which is a comic dub. I talked about it on my Twitter. I had auditions for it, and the people who provided the voices for it, they did so good. Like these people are so talented. I'm happy that I got to work with them, and I've definitely said I will work with them again. So fingers crossed. So yeah, guys, that's basically it for this video. I thank you all for watching. As a reminder, as this video has been uploaded, I am now 23. So I thank you all for watching. If you all feel informed, or even if you just enjoyed watching the video anyways, leave a like. Comment down below how you've been feeling about what I've talked about in this video. And yeah, that's basically it. So thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, which is linked in the description down below. If you want to become a channel member, that's the join button next to the subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next video. So till then, take care.